So yes, the Premier League is back, and so that means it's now time for my Game Week 4 predictions. My name's Nathan Sanford, you're watching Little Sinners. Let's get straight into it. Southampton versus Manchester United. It's not that controversial to say that United have had a pretty terrible start to the season, getting a lucky win against Fulham, having some dreadful defending against Brighton, and in the last game, United definitely dropped the soap in the shower, and Liverpool were more than willing to enter behind. But sorry, Southampton, you're not getting lucky with a win here. It's Southampton. That's the only reason I'm saying United are going to win. So I think the score's going to be Southampton 0, Arsenal 2. Brighton versus Ipswich. Ipswich, I really want to say that you're going to win a game. And you will. You will this season, just maybe not yet. This Brighton team right now are on another level. They're banging in goals left and right. They're playing as a real tight, cohesive team. And, you know, it's almost like the Brighton board knew what they were doing when they hire a manager, unlike some of the mid-table teams. So I think it's going to be a comfortable 2-0 win to Brighton. Crystal Palace versus Leicester. Crystal Palace are going to kick on now they've got their first point on the board. Eze's got some confidence in him. He scored a beautiful goal against Chelsea as well. They still need to settle the defence down after Anderson leaving. It's still a little bit leaky, a little bit shaky here and there. But as for Leicester, you've still got a hell of a lot of work to do if you want to stay in the Premier League. But you never know, you might just survive in the Premier League and then the next season go on and win the whole thing. I don't know if that's ever happened before. Has it, Leicester? Let me know. But for this one, I'm saying Palace 1, Leicester 0. Fulham versus West Ham. It's an interesting game, this one. This is a game between two teams who, if things start going their way this season, they could have an amazing season. Maybe even making it into that top 6, into those European positions. You never know. I think it's going to be quite a end-to-end game, very scrappy, and there's not going to be much to split the two teams. So I'm going to have to sit on the fence in this one. It's going to be Fulham 2, West Ham 2. Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest. Are people still thinking that Liverpool are going to fall off without Klopp at the helm? Because right now, Liverpool are just kind of giving you a big to everyone who's saying that. Salah is looking as good as he ever has. He's just playing for fun right now. He knows he's going to leave at the end of the season. He's going to go and get a big payday in Saudi. He's just having a whale of a time right now, just doing what he loves to do in the Premier League. And the fact that Salah hasn't been nominated for the Ballon d'Or, I believe again, it just kind of proves that the Ballon d'Or is all about a popularity contest more than actually football ability. I mean, Emi Martinez has been nominated for the Ballon d'Or. Now, I'm a massive Villa fan. You probably already know that. I love Emi Martinez, but why is he in there? Ollie Watkins has more right to be in the Ballon d'Or nomination than Martinez, and I don't think either of them should be, really, truly. But Salah isn't. Salah isn't. What is this about? On the downside, though, I do think Nottingham Forest have a goal in them. So, Liverpool, you're not keeping your 100% clean sheet record in this one, unfortunately. I'm going to have to go for Liverpool 2, Forest 1. Manchester City versus Brentford. I'm safe for another week without having to buy a Blues shirt. And it's going to continue that way. Simple, cut and dry. It's going to be Man City 4, Brentford 0. Aston Villa versus Everton. Okay, I may have been a little bit hopeful in my predictions for Villa, you know, over the last few weeks, saying that we beat Arsenal, we didn't, but we did beat Leicester, not quite as comfortable as I liked, but we still got the job done. And taking 6 points from the opening 3 games of the season, I think nearly every fan will be happy with that. That's a pretty good return. Now, I am a little worried that we're picking up a few injuries, and the Champions League hasn't even started yet, so let's hope that we'll be okay and that our players that we've got can rise to the occasion. But even with this new and improved Aston Villa team, this is definitely the type of game that we will lose. Like, we're very good at going and playing really well against the top teams, and then the team's really struggling, we just let them run all over us and they have some confidence back, and then they go on a good winning streak or something. But I'm hoping this is not going to happen here. We're not going to win comfortably, but we are going to win 1-0. Bournemouth versus Chelsea. I said in my last predictions that Chelsea were going to draw 1-1 with Crystal Palace. The few comments that I did get on YouTube and TikTok for the videos that I posted on there, it was mainly sort of Chelsea fans saying, oh, we're going to win comfortably. It's going to be a 4-0, 3-0. What do you want about? We're going to win so well. Even had a Crystal Palace fan saying that they weren't going to win. Cat went mental. Even had a Crystal Palace fan saying that they weren't going to... This cat. Even had a Crystal Palace fan saying that they weren't going to do anything against Chelsea. Have faith in your team, man. Have faith in your team. Oh, what was that? Chelsea drew 1-1 in that game against Crystal Palace. Oh, it's almost like I was right. And Chelsea are still... As for Bournemouth, you will pick up some wins throughout the season. Maybe even get some of the big boys. But some sloppy defending will cost you in this game. So yes, I know I've just been berating Chelsea, but I do think it's going to be Bournemouth 1, Chelsea 2. Tottenham versus Arsenal. Will this be the North London derby of old? With crunching tackles, cards galore, some amazing scoreline? No, it won't. As much as I would love to see that type of game, the North London derby is just a puppy playdate compared to what it used to be. Arsenal will be 1-0 up at half-time, but then I reckon that Ange Postecoglou will stick his finger up the ass of all of the Tottenham players, and they're going to come out a different team in the second half. I think the final score will be Tottenham 2, Arsenal 1. I know, crazy. And finally, Wolves versus Newcastle. I don't know what it is about Newcastle, but I just don't get the hype that all your fans make you out to be. If you ask a lot of Newcastle fans, you think you were the most amazing team in the whole entire world. Like, even on FIFA, having 5 cards rated like 85, are they okay? Do they still the same team that I see? So I did watch a little bit. Thank you for the... No! I did watch a little bit of the game against Spurs, and Newcastle just seemed a little bit sloppy. I mean, apart from the almost wonder goal from Isak, which would have been easily goal of the season already. When it comes to Wolves, I'm sorry, there's just not a lot going on there, is there? Wolves, you're just such a depressing football team right now. I want you to do well because it was the first game I ever saw was Swindon Town versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. I believe in like League One. How times have changed. Cats having a bad 5 minutes, but you're still not getting the win here. I think once again Newcastle's going to get a little lucky late winner. It's going to be Wolverhampton 1, Newcastle 2. So there we go, they're all my predictions for Game Week 4. Let me know how you think I did down in the comments, and let's see how I get on, shall we? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my results from Game Week number 3. If you want to stick around and watch that, feel free. If you don't, I'll see you in a bit. Have a great day. Oh, there's some people still here. Oh, cool. Let's go through my results from last week then, shall we? So here are my predictions and the actual final scores from Game Week number 3. Now, as you can see, once again, on the left-hand side, we do have the final score from the game, and on the right, we do have my score predictions. So let's see how well that I did. So in the first game, we had Arsenal versus Brighton. The final score of that was 1-1, and I said it was going to be 3-2s. Then next to that, we had Brentford versus Southampton. The final score for that one was 3-1 to Brentford. I said it was going to be a boring 0-0, another incorrect there. So then we have Everton versus Bournemouth. The final score for that was 3-2 to Bournemouth. Very amazing late winners for Bournemouth there. I did say it was going to be 3-1, so I did get a correct result there. Then we did have Ipswich versus Fulham. That game finished 1-1. I did say it was going to be a 2-0 to Fulham, so another incorrect there. Then we have Leicester versus Aston Villa. The final score there was 2-1 to Villa, and I said it was going to be 3-0 to Villa, so we got a correct result there. Then we had Nottingham Forest versus Wolves. The final score for that one was 1-1. I said it was going to be 2-2, so we did get a correct result there as well. Then moving on to West Ham versus Manchester City. The final score was 3-1, and I said it was going to be 3-1. Boom, a correct score completely there. Then moving on to Chelsea Crystal Palace. It did finish 1-1, and what did I say? It was going to finish 1-1. Another correct one there. Boom. Then on to Newcastle versus Tottenham. The final score there was Newcastle winning 2-1. I said that Tottenham were going to win 2-1. I got the score switched around. And then lastly, we had Manchester United versus Liverpool. The final score there was 3-0. I said it was going to be 2-0. It was 1 goal out. So close. So then when it comes along to the score that I'm keeping track of throughout the season, see how many points I get. I get 1 point for a correct result, 4 points for a correct score, and obviously nothing for it being completely wrong. So I am up to 6 correct results. I have 3 correct scores completely. That was 2 in one game week. I'm smashing it. And then I've had 11 wrong altogether. So my final score, my final total score is 18. So there we have it. That's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I have been Nathan Sanford. You've been watching Little Sinners. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in a bit.